full of struggles, let's lift each other high. With hands that reach out, we'll touch the sky. A smile for a stranger, a word that can mend. In the circle of kindness, we're all friends. If you wanna feel joy, help someone today. In giving we're living, there's magic at play. When you lend a hand, when you lighten a load, you'll find happiness blossoms wherever you go. From the depths of despair, a spark can ignite. With a shared moment, we'll banish the night. A listener's heart can change the whole scene. In compassion and care, we create a new dream. If you wanna feel joy, help someone today. In giving we're living, there's magic at play. When you lend a hand, when you lighten a load, you'll find happiness blossoms wherever you go. From the depths of despair, let kindness be bold. In a world that needs healing, let our stories unfold. Together we'll shine like stars in the night. With love as our compass, we'll always be right. If you wanna feel joy, help someone today. In giving we're living, there's magic at play. When you lend a hand, when you lighten a load, you'll find happiness blossoms wherever you go. You'll find happiness blossoms wherever you go. So let's bridge the divides, let kindness be bold. In a world that needs healing, let our stories unfold. Together we'll shine like stars in the night. With love as our compass, we'll always be right. If you wanna feel
All right, I hope my audio is on. Last time didn't work very well. Let's see if I can check that out. If you can, please just let me know, see the level of the audio, as I keep getting some feedback from some of you guys, says my audio is very low, you hardly can't hear me. I do apologize. Now and then my mic is a little bit far away from kind of like the range, and that's probably what's the causes. I haven't got like $1 million studios yet, guys. I do apologize for that being a low tech, but I hope it's coming across this time. So as you can see in my screen, I already sent this evening like earlier email. I concluded that, but we will get into that just a second. And this evening session will be about forms, and we will have a little bit look under the forms. And of course, the form was really important, especially what's going on the internet, and especially what's happening with obviously zero-click searches. Yesterday I mentioned it, but we didn't get into it that much. I have kind of published an article on that actually on LinkedIn, and you guys can check that out. And I will post that also on LinkedIn page because it's important, and this is what's going to happen, and next obviously already happening from now on, obviously not going back. Google's not going to change their mind. And what going to happen, we will talk a little bit about that when we do the forms, so you guys can kind of get a scope why the forms are so important from now on and further. And I will explain a little bit more in depth about really having a many hundreds of different forms is going to give you such a great advantage instead of kind of like one or two. And because all the rules and regulations changes and you're recapturing leads with basically geolocation compliance attachments, and therefore legally you can send them emails and vice versa. And obviously cold email is not going to go away, but it's just going to be a little bit more harder and harder and expressed by the obviously like major players, not the rest of the world. Like private domains, they don't have that technologies in yet, so next few decades I don't think they will. So you still have a big scope with cold email, but really, and then kind of like we will talk a little bit in depth about that side of the things. Really interesting what's going on. Hi Chris, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. And that's important part, and we will also talk a little bit, actually a little bit more in depth, either in Hangout or one of the other private groups that we have live rooms. And I will do my best also to make a file and share with everybody in the group as well next few hours, so you guys can be aware of this. Also, you can prepare really your websites, because it's just really is very important. So that being said, welcome as usual. We are working even if it is Christmas Day, guys, and Merry Christmas to you if you are celebrating it around the world. And if you are not celebrating, still have a most wonderful Wednesday, which is we haven't got many of them left for this year. And whatever it is you're doing, I wish you good health and happiness and generosity and abundance to your way. And that being said, as usual, thank you everyone who's joined the No Limit emails. And guys, we really appreciate you putting a huge trust on us and letting us to kind of letting us into your kind of life first, and letting us into your business second, and letting us into your own trust is the first. And we thank you for that, and I personally do not take that for granted. And please, just in this period when you join in No Limit emails, even this festive period, guys, we're still working, and we are basically still releasing systems, and of course we are always kind of looking things up, as you all know, is active, and obviously have to be human eyes on things all the time. That being said, welcome to the family, and we will do everything in our power and in our part to accommodate what you kind of like got into, and we will give you a system soon as is ready. Please just be patient. Add your domains even before you join. Add your domains to the Cloudflare. Verify your Cloudflare email with Cloudflare, that the email you register in Cloudflare, and also make sure the time that you're giving us access for just this period is only you know and us know. Just switch your two-way authentication pin thing, so we don't go back and forth and waste your time and our time when we do the installation and when we basically configure the server for you to get access. And anything basically after that, when we done, when you get your count, normally when we release the count to you, we already switch that back on for you automatically, as you know, is important. So as the system is safe, as only you have the key and us have the key, and therefore really if something bad happen, we know who's done it. We know either it's you or us. So everything's transparent. Just be patient with us. We will give you your access as soon as system is completed. And of course, in the meantime, keep in touch with us in many places, and also every evening we are live, and as well as a lot of groups now happening, quite a few of them, and they are live, and some of them literally live for a long time. And Hangout has been live quite a while too. And Hangout is public place. You can come hang out in there and talk to us, ask us any question, or just generally hang out, find things out, and share what you're doing with us. If anything that you're offering helps us, if anything that we're offering help you, we are open to have a basically it's kind of public discussion place like your internet coffee shop, and you can hang out with us. So that being said, welcome once more. I personally appreciate you choosing us and also supporting this huge, really task we are taking on. And of course, by you supporting us, we already given the world total freedom of access to the live streaming to the world. And for that, I personally thank you for supporting us and also helping us to make that happen and make it basically sustainable, make it solid, and make it absolutely totally free for everyone that uses it. And I hope that we will kind of continue this for many, many hundreds of years of time to come. Because we already done the technology, we hope that somebody else also kind of take it on and also offer it. If they don't, obviously it's there, and the domain itself is going to be live for quite a long time, as it is our business domain. So rest be assured, Meet No Limit Emails is yours to keep, and we will keep basically everything running, long as that basically possible. And that being said, we also congratulate you that a couple of you actually got your account today. And I know I spoke to some of you this afternoon, and I'm really, really pleased that you really choosing yourself an amazing gift for your business, for your personal use, for your whatever it is that really you need to kind of like grow your business with, and with an email, with a live stream, and of course with the help and knowledge, not just myself, but whole group of people that is using and obviously part of No Limit Emails family as an affiliate and everything else. We really thank you guys. We really want to pay you to use our tools, not you pay us to use our tools, and that's basically kind of amazing. And obviously we love you to promote it. We love you to get few more people so you can actually on the back end of it generate some residual income for yourself. And obviously our kind of generosity shows that really we are not into this game to make money off the people that uses our services. We are here to allow them to have a different basically access point to the open source technologies that normally not available to average person. And of course people really like kind of still don't know us, but believe me guys, now as cat has been out of the bag quite a long time, and slowly people waking up, and now the huge wave is coming our way guys. Really, the email next 5, 10 years, 20 years will be the most on-demand product to have on the internet. There will be the most on-demand tool to own as a businesses. I'm not saying this as a joke guys, and because what you see happening in Google search and what happening to other searches with AI stuff, we will talk a little bit about that, and you will see how important it's going to be, and it's going to price rocket like absolutely like Elon Musk jets. And the tools that you kind of use now for, I don't know, $30, $40, $50, you be looking to pay something you pay now for $50 a month to use to send, I don't know, 20,000 emails or 10,000 or whatever it is going to be at least a minimum $1,000, $2,000 for this kind of things, because the email is going to be one of the most on-demand business tool in the world, and as already is when we look some of the data, and has already been is since the day of the email worked on the internet, and is just keep growing and is getting more and more important for private outreach, for collective outreach, for bulk outreach, because Google's killed basically the outside going traffic. So you cannot go on a Google, post something and expect that you're going to get traffic. You cannot go on Facebook, post something and expect you're going to get traffic. All these places when you're posting, basically they will strip out of your link, and that's it, is dead. But only road is left to get the traffic from outside the world to your own entity is the email. SMS is too expensive, you can't do it. Paid ad is going to be more and more expensive. You cannot really do it. And if you read one of my posts a few days ago about the paid ads, you should be kind of really giving that up. But generally, as it falls down to the one factor, you have to own and operate data yourself, not to be dependent on outside source. It's just like for many years we say SEOs really is not the thing you should invest money in, but many people spend gazillions of dollars on it. And myself, really for 25, nearly 30 years of the internet stuff, I never done a single SEO on anything, and it's always ranked. Just depends what type of stuff you did. But that's all change. Literally, you see Google keep updating and bringing things up, updating and bringing things up. And because Google really the big majority of the money, well as Facebook, well as Microsoft, big majority of the cash flow they have is literally from the ad, and they want to keep the ecosystem and ads that real impression based instead of bots they're using right now. And in order to do that, they changed the search engine. Now search engine become a question and answer on screen, which is without redirect, and that's mean it will find your website, but really there's no link, no one can get in. Even if somebody's searching it specifically on a Google, is Google not going to redirect you to that website? Google's going to redirect you to the article that AI produced within the Google, and they're going to keep you on this loop. And the only way that you can get outside literally traffic to your domains, your blogs, your social medias, whatever it is you're doing, is going to be really the one line left is email. And we have a great opportunity next 2-3 years, which is next 2-3 years, this huge explosion happens within this area of the internet. And obviously, slowly, AI is fizzling out because AI literally, yes, is very helpful in many ways, but it's also many kind of harmful in many other ways. Is literally is not an AI data that is running business, is email data is running business, and millions of people being misled about AI because literally companies want people invest in them so they can, I don't know, make next big server and all sorts of things. Literally, I would not really risk all my eggs and put it in the AI basket right now if I was you, because literally what it is just a data in a loop, and that's it. So it's literally is Google Doc is being automated to reloop itself and give you all the basically rubbish stuff. And this is what we see with AI. So only true business tool really that is going to cut it is email. And is literally, as you know, my own social media is dead. Facebook get hacked by some hackers, they hijack your account. 10-15 years of myself building a content and there disappear over just blinking of eye when even I'm logged in. So it's not safe environment either. So let's not spin our world wheels in this fake side of the real fake side of the internet, which is like, as you know, Mr. Trump always said fake news. Literally, it is fake news, and the only real news is really out there when you send email. Somebody open your email, and you can still directly direct them to a website. And even sometimes, if that person that uses Gmail, guys, or Hotmail, literally they're going to block you. Even if you send gazillions of emails to them, they're gonna strip that kind of basically redirect URL that you embed your email to Gmail. They're gonna loop it back to the AI. So it's totally sending emails to Gmail will be the thing of the past, and you cannot do it unless you specifically advertising in Gmail and your ad shows up in Gmail. That's the only things they're going to leave you that you can redirect. So the Gmail keyword war is going to go crazy because everybody wants to then inside the Gmail kind of like ad. And guess what, guys? Is literally the Google is killing a search, killing a Gmail, They're making a closed loop ad network. It's like private network that you gotta pay to be shown, and then that's it. So you cannot really get the data. You cannot get into the anything else. And I highly recommend all of you to watch a Eric Schmidt, what he's talked about in one of his latest woof off kind of like interviews. Literally, if you look at that, all the big companies, guys, here's the bombshell. They try to kill the open source. They try to hijack and buy most of the open source so that individuals, small guys, cannot compete with big companies. Like for small guys like us, so they cannot compete with somebody like Google. And that's the kind where they are going, and they're making legislations. So this looks very, very bad for internet. But genuinely, this is what they're going to try to achieve with AI legislation combined with basically reduction of open source access, because they will complain about, you know, hacker from this side or that side doing bad things. And this is what also kind of on the card. So when open source get all kind of being hijacked, just like how what they did with Bitcoin and whatnot, and this is what they try to do. If you really depict Eric Schmidt's interview, he's literally saying right now, I'm going to use AI and steal everybody's content and say sorry later. And then when you're rich enough, you can actually hire a lawyer to say sorry. This is what he's saying. He says right now you can do it, but a couple of years, 2, 3 years time, you're not going to be able to do anything. And that's what he was saying on that interview. He's got quite a lot of whack, but rightly so. But when you listen to that interview, we will find it and depict it a little bit. Really, some really bad things going on, and is going to happen. And what that means is, individually, you got to have your own, literally, media empire, your own outreach, your own intake and outgoing. And if you don't, literally, you are kind of like dead in the water. And that's why we've been working on for this. I personally knowing this kind of thing is going to kind of happen, because I'm doing quite a lot of research based on a communication stuff, based on a security, based on an email, based on a live streaming, based on a basically, you name it, TV kind of distribution stuff. But generally, lots of those is going to go on loop, and then they're going to kind of like close the loop on everyone. So everyone who is already kind of in as a business, that you can imagine, basically kind of like a daytime robbery starts with AI. So that being said, let's get in this evening. I hope that's informative and as well as entertaining. Please check that Eric Schmidt's like latest video. As you know, he's keep kind of saying crazy stuff, but I do trust that guy. What he's saying is true in many ways, and because he is oligarch, technocrat. They are the people running the world, and they know exactly where they are heading. And now and then they bleeping the things. If you know what they're saying, it literally is digital prison. That's what he's talking about, and this is where we are at currently. That's why they're pushing with AGI and stuff. We will see, but generally this is really bad for all of us in the internet as a whole, because only few companies can control it, and they don't want you to have websites. So they say the website's dead unless you have a Google ad. That's what they say, guys. Anyways, so let's get kicking. And this evening, I'm just gonna pause for a second so we can cut this part as in a tutorial if you guys want. Straight after that, and I will try to not make fluffy stuff. Basically, try to show you just what we can do. So just second, and let's go. I'm just going to log out first. When we log back in, so we can have a fresh UI to work with, because it's been like this for a while. And let's just refresh. Let's log back in. By the way, when I am streaming, this is what happening to Google. as you can see, Google already kind of figuring out if it's open this website or not. uh, this is what I'm saying to you guys is going on, and this is going to happen really to all websites and all locations, because this is what already happening. So also is going to be a big shift to the browsers like DuckDuckGo, I don't know, Firefox and whatnot, because Google doing this kind of things. As you can see, not logging me into the websites that I was just logged in. This is the big problem for all websites, and also they kicking out millions and millions of app on the App Store. So this is the real life, guys. This is what you need to watch, and this is what you need to see. As you can see, in the end, give me a gateway out, which is really is not true, and I'm gonna show you just a second. So let's go back and let me open a browser again, and you will see it will log me in. And this is what Google does, guys. As you can see, is instantly logged me in because it killed that browser and didn't want to redirect, guys. That's the crazy side of things in here when we're looking at Google. Did you see that, right? So this is happening, and this is will definitely happen on all URLs. So let's go ahead and pause for a second, and we will do the form. Alright, we are back, and this evening's tutorial how to create a form within the new version 5 of No Limit Emails. And the way that you find that, you go back to your components and you go to the forms, and you just simply create a new one, and the creation is always same. And obviously, when you're going to make a form, always choose is a campaign form, because you want every form to be a campaign, and so you can easily control. But you can also make normal standard alone segment form too. But the whole idea is, if you're going to create a form, you're going to collect emails from that, because that's the only purpose that you're going to create form for. But let's start it really with right foot, and just start the first form when you're creating them, and create with a campaign form, and you select that, and we give a name. Let's just do this one, Xmas camp example. That's what basically we're gonna call this. And display message, we don't want to display message, we're going to basically to send them a thank you page. But in some cases also you can set this up literally to redirect it to the direct URL from somewhere else, like your affiliate link or whatever. But generally, and this is what part you can see, if you want to write a message, you just display the message. If you want to redirect after they submitted form, they can redirect. If they want to remain at the form, you can also make them remain in form. But really, whole idea form is obviously not to remain in form after they sign up to go somewhere else. But so in our case, we're just going to redirect to the page, and we're going to redirect this to our sales page example. So you could basically send the traffic to any place you like after this point when they signed up or when they joined you. So we're just going to paste our URL in here. But again, write in a message. Let's just go there. Say if we want to display message, and you can select display message, and of course you can see gives you the, if you go over this little question mark, gives you how the short tokens, what you need to basically write. As you can see, each part has now shows you up like that, so you can easily copy as a token and add tokens if that you wish on different pages and different kind of emails, if you will. So the next part, let's just first save this and just apply this, so it saves our URL and then saves our name. And then let's have a look fields. The field entry things, they are still the same, not much really changed. So first field, we have to add an email, obviously, and you have to add a label. You can map it. You can now require a validation, and that's what we want. We're going to require validation, and then here you could say thank you for validating. Or first one, you say um, we need you to agree in order to send you the information you request, or you are requesting, but you can do this. You can do this better than me, guys. I can't write in English, so normally if I'm gonna do this a little bit proper, I would use a little bit of a kind of AI or ChatGPT, or ask a friend of mine, or ask one of the members to help me out with this kind of thing, as I can't really spell. You can see. So we can do that, and you just add. Now we have the email field, you see with a red asterisk, but now UI is a little bit different. You can see um, your forms like outline what's look like. So next part, obviously, we can do also a name. Once more, the name again goes. You could go through the text. You can see in here name doesn't show up. Um, Sometimes you can make a basically once more you can make a custom field. That custom field can show up in here as a name. The name itself again once more goes to the basically with text, and text, and here you can name it first name, and you can map the field now to the contact, and you can map to the contact a matching field, and here you can see once more uh, basically on first name, and then you add. Now you have the first name and email, and they are a little bit wrong way around, right? So you can basically select like so and just drag it up like that and replace that. And next part, obviously, if you want to add a GDPR stuff to this, and we will do another one because that's really requires quite a little bit more setup, and we will do another one on this form, which is will be episode 2 tomorrow, and we will do that GDPR thing, can spam thing, and obviously add your radio ones and everything else. But in simplest form that you just want to create like this, obviously we highly recommend you to do them with GDPR and wait for the tomorrow one, because that's really going to take us quite a little bit longer time to kind of conclude. And this is basically your form. And also in here you can see there are themes, and some of the older themes has got moved, and you can basically select some of the other ones in here. You can also have the code mode, so you can change it easy if you want. And I'm just going to change this to skyline. And of course you can use the theme style yourself. You can also obviously style it this form to basically suit your need. And then the action is basically all we have to do is in this point send email the result to the form if you want, or you send them to email, and then basically you just add email. But make sure that you have at least one email ready. And let's call this one a Xmas E1, and we're just going to call that. I'm just going to um, select one, but you can see you can create your email in here, but this is one, let's say, I already created. And also let me just zoom out a bit so UI actually show you everything. So you can see a new email, edit email, preview email, and you choose your send, obviously not the sport, right? So you can choose your send name, and in this case mine is a little bit further down. That's it. So I'm just selecting that, and you add. That's basically it. Let me just zoom out a bit so you can add, and that's it. Now basically we'll send that email out if anybody opt in this form, And obviously I can go back on email and edit email and do a proper email. Hey, thank you for signing up. Here is whatever you're kind of asking for. And of course, the whole idea in here is to deliver an asset, something like ebook or whatever it is you're giving them when they sign up, and you can do that. So when you done this, literally you done, and you save and close. This is where you get your code, and you can see you have options in here. Self-hosted one gives you that 2 pieces of HTML code. So if you look at that, not much a change on that, same thing. And also you have still same embeds with your JavaScript, and also you have basically iframe, and you can take this to anywhere to embed. And also as usual, like that part didn't change. If you notice, we have a form / blah blah 79, which is the form ID. And if you look in here, it says ID equals 79. And obviously within that short token, you can just put ID equal 79 like this. That's it. You can embed it anywhere you want with just that ID, basically form equal blah blah and ID, and that's it. So you can basically easily insert it in anywhere you like on the pages, on the emails itself, if you wish to send a opt-in form directly an email to let them opt in, which is not many emailers do that, and that is pretty insane. And many people think, oh, email is just to read email. No, you can actually make a whole page and send them. They can opt it in there and then. That's what's basically, and you also kind of eliminating one click and redirect and all this kind of thing, and all happen in ecosystem behind the scene. And obviously, if you want to add more fields, guys, all you have to do is literally you go back on your form and edit and add more field, which is, you just hit edit in there. And that's being said, let's just quickly embed this with a page that we made yesterday, so you guys can see. So I'm just going to get this, and we're just going to basically close it, and we go back on our landing page. If you remember, we was testing this page yesterday. We go edit, and we go to builder. Remember, I kind of cloned our page, but imagine really this is your page, but let's just dismiss this. You can just create select selection. You can see we have cell in here, and you go back on basically text, and you can paste that your embed code in here. But and also you can see you have the token thing, so you can actually just get that token if you listed that specific form in here, and you just select that. Basically that will add that. Basically, if you can see so many of them in here I have done. So just basically go try a few of them, and when you're done, literally you save and close. I didn't actually saved. Let's go back on this. So you paste and you save and close, and first will show up like this. Obviously you can say, as you know, the previous videos, you can re kind of go back and compile, and that form should look like that, and you should be able to see it. And if you don't see it this way, then basically what you do, you can, if you don't see that way, if it didn't work, there are a few ways that you can embed this form, by the way. There's one with that ID with a token. There's one that you can do it this way. There's other one that you can do it via dynamic content on the email builder itself, and then you can import that frame to the page builder, so you can have that ways working too. So the whole idea in here, you can go back on a code, and you can paste that code, I don't know where you want it really. If you know which part of your site is where, you can basically add that code to it. But the whole idea is basically go body, head section in here, if that's where we wanted our code to be, and we paste it in there, and we'll save, and it will show up basically when we refresh. That show up somewhere in the page when you saved it and closed. As you can see, the forms showed up in here, and then all you have to do is basically go in there and then kind of like stretch it. Obviously you can see, and you will always see this part in here as in a compiler part and a composer, but when form is published you don't see it in there, guys, and which is very very nice. And when you done, literally you save and save and close, and when you look at it and the form is embedded for you. But if you still see this doesn't show up, it's fine, and you can always go back on edit, and you can basically go to builder, and you go to that section, you just hit the delete, uh, and you can paste it in a code mode. But sometimes basically the sections, it has a little bit kind of like intelligence running in the back. If a section is not correct for that form to show up in there, and it will push you in different place where is it correct, or where is the part that is kind of obviously in this template I'm using from the website, but you can drag it any way you want when you are in this UI, because everything becomes editable for you. And basically that's it, guys, for form creation. And obviously forms are important, and there is a lot more to do with the forms than just currently what we are looking. And obviously if you go back and refresh, and then it's gone, that specific thing. So sometimes I also, just before we go ahead, as you see, yes, they add a timer. If you want the timer come back and work proper, obviously I didn't set up for a longer period of time, so it's just expired. All you have to do is go ahead and retrigger that with different elements. So this is the kind of thing that you can add basically to any site, any place. You see it's pushed it to the correct area of the site and didn't put me here or there, but you can go back and edit and adjust this the way you want, guys, to just show you basically where you copied, where you paste, how you paste in, and where does it show, and how you can basically embed your forms. And that being said, this concludes our form creation, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation too. And I will speak to you guys just a moment in the hangout room, and what else the other rooms, guys, out there that are active with our members. And I wish you wonderful Christmas day, and I wish you a great sending, guys, and keep sending those emails. And I will be uploading and sending more emails this evening. Obviously we're still kind of like around and we're doing things, and if you have any questions, you like to join us in a conversation, join us. Meet No Limit Emails /hangout, as it like your basically speakers corner on the internet. Come join us, have a conversation with us. And that being said, have a great evening and afternoon or morning around the world, as we are basically kind of serving global citizen of the world. We have customers and members and associates all over the world. And I personally, once more, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you all same time, same place tomorrow. By the way, we will be talking a little bit more in depth about the Google thing on the Hangout room. Come have a conversation.